Hello there, listeners, and welcome back to my cozy little corner of the internet. My name is Sarah Ashworth, and in the previous episode, Jasper and Eric fought the woman behind the song, only to discover that it was Mel the whole time. Poor Jasper, that had to sting. In today's episode, we shall continue this intriguing story. So, grab your favourite beverage, sit back, relax, and I shall begin. Chapter 13. A New Beginning. It was finally over. It was hard to believe that it all happened in the span of a few days. It felt much longer than that, but perception was a strange thing. When we returned to shore, Mel was taken into custody. She'll be questioned about her involvement, and then after that, who knows? She asked to see me, to explain, but I refused. The betrayal was still raw, and I didn't feel ready to face her. Maybe someday, but not now. The men who worked on the ship were taken to the clinic to be checked over. They were all confused and had no memory of what happened. They were staying on the island until they were brought up to speed, and that they were okay. And then, they were free to go. They all apologized, but really, they didn't need to. The scary hypnotized look aside, they were great guys, and I wish them all the best. Eric seemed to be doing okay, a little quieter than usual, but that was to be expected after everything that happened. He'd been keeping himself busy, which was really all he could do. I really hoped that things would get back to normal for him. As for me, Jasper! Jasper chuckled quietly to himself as he looked up from his notebook and closed it. I would just have to wait and see. Eric had approached Jasper and sat down next to him. He saw the notebook in Jasper's lap. Is that your notes and everything that happened? He asked curiously as Jasper nodded. Yeah, I thought I'd finish it while it was still fresh in my mind, he answered as he put it down on the sand beside him and looked out at the water. It was calm now, which was the opposite to how he was feeling. He seemed calm on the outside, like the sea, but on the inside, he wasn't sure how he felt. Eric chuckled lightly and looked out at the sea. It was really a peaceful sight after everything. Do you think you'd publish it in the school paper? Jasper's eyes went wide at the question. With everything that had happened, he had completely forgotten about that. At first, he was so eager to find something exciting he could write about. But when something exciting did happen, it left him feeling doubtful about it. He looked down at the notebook. Honestly, I'm not sure, he admitted as he raised his knees up and rested his chin on them. It went from wanting to find something even remotely exciting in this town to a personal journey of danger. I don't know if I want anyone else to know about it yet. Eric didn't say a word. He understood. He wouldn't want to show anyone something deeply personal before he was ready. He raised his hand and placed it on Jasper's shoulder. The two had been through a lot these days. There was a lot for them to catch up on, and now maybe they could do that. School is finished for the summer, Eric pointed out, changing the subject for now. Jasper perked up. He was happy about the subject change. He just wanted to focus on something else at that moment. A whole summer of fun, and practicing my magic more. He figured that his mother would want him to study so that he would be a more skilled mage in the future. But that didn't mean he couldn't fit some fun in his schedule too. What about you? Are you going to stick around? Jasper asked as he looked at Eric with a hopeful look in his eye. They hadn't seen each other in years, and he wasn't ready for Eric to leave yet. Eric smiled at Jasper. I plan to stick around for a while. I'm just not ready to leave yet. He turned away and looked out to the water, his serene smile hiding his troubled thoughts. He knew that it was far from over, and that she would try again. He just wanted to be more prepared so that he would be more able to defend himself and others when the time came. He looked back at Jasper. For now, though, he was content, and the last thing he wanted was to burden Jasper with those thoughts after everything. They deserved a break, after all. He gave Jasper a pat on the shoulder and stood up. We should head back. It's going to get dark soon, he suggested as he started to walk away. Do you really think it's over? Jasper asked, causing Eric to pause and turn to look back at him. Damn it. Was he really thinking about that already? Eric ruffled the back of his hair for the longest time. He was unsure what to say. You can be honest with me. Eric gave a little more thought before letting out a small sigh. I won't lie. It's most likely not going to be over, he admitted as he looked down. Mel gave up way too easily for my liking. We may end up having to deal with this again at some point, but he paused. You don't want to worry, Jasper. We'll deal with it, if and when it happens. No point in worrying about it now. Jasper nodded and stood up. Yeah, if it happens again, we'll deal with it together. He spoke up as he walked towards Eric. By the way, what did you do with that disc Mel gave you? I destroyed it, Eric admitted. He felt torn about it. On the one hand, destroying it meant that it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. But on the other hand, someone Jasper trusted could have run tests on it. But if he had to be honest, it was for the best it was destroyed. Probably for the best, Jasper responded as he gave Eric a small smile. We won't want anything like that getting into the wrong hands. Though, if we were affected quite strongly by a recording, I do wonder how a live performance would have affected us. It's best not to think about it, Eric advised as he started to walk away from the beach and back into town. Jasper followed him, and as they walked, the two of them couldn't help but feel anxious about what was next for them. They had to be prepared in case something like this happened again. But they both had faith that they would be able to deal with it when the time came. For now, though, they were happy with the victory they did get, small though it was. The sound of heels clicking on a tile floor in a narrow hallway could be heard as a young woman walked over to a set of double doors. She pushed them open and walked inside to a large, luxurious-looking office with comfortable chairs and sofas and a large desk in front of an enormous window. She approached the desk and placed some files she was holding onto the desk. Ma'am, it would seem that she failed to bring in the target, the young woman explained nervously as she waited anxiously for her boss's reaction. There was a long moment of silence, followed by a hum of acknowledgement, as the chair turned around to reveal a red-haired woman with sparkling blue eyes, wearing a business suit and high heels. She looked at the woman on the other side of the desk, and a sinister smile crept onto her face. I'm not too worried. There's always next time. That's the end of today's episode, and the end of Sirensong, which means season 1 of this podcast is over. It has been an amazing journey revisiting Sirensong, and I want to thank you all for coming along for the ride. Jasper and Eric are safe for now, but the real mastermind is still plotting. It's a good thing Jasper and Eric are used to sleeping with one eye open. As for Mel, will Jasper forgive her, or has she permanently damaged their friendship? These answers and more can be found in Season 2, where I'll read chapters from Sirensong Encore, the sequel that picks up where Sirensong left off. Season 2 will begin on the 7th of July 2026. In the meantime, if you enjoyed Sirensong, it is available on Amazon in both paperback and ebook. I'll leave a link in the episode notes. If you can't wait for Season 2 to start, or you want to read along to the podcast, Sirensong Encore is also available on Amazon in paperback, hardback, and ebook. If you haven't done so already, you can visit my Etsy shop where you can find everything you need to be an amateur sleuth like Jasper. I'll leave the link in the episode notes. Thank you so much for listening to Season 1. I hope you'll enjoy Season 2. Until then, feel free to investigate the strange things happening in your town.